Hi, I'm Brad Smart, and the title of this top grading tips article is A Players Are Not Necessarily Promotable. Almost every leader I've interviewed has promoted plenty of people who were high performers in their current job, but failed when promoted. Years ago, a popular business book was The Peter Principle by Lawrence J. Peter and Raymond Hull. It was a book that painfully documented how common it was to promote people to get this, their level of incompetence. Quote, she earned the promotion, unquote, made sense decades ago, and for years after the Peter Principle was released, companies were a bit more cautious. People were not necessarily given promotions just because they, quote, deserved the chance, period, unquote. But in my recent experience, many companies have fallen back into the Peter Principle trap, and they need a reminder. High performers have earned the right to be considered for promotion. Considered, but not necessarily the right to be promoted. The caricature is the top sales rep who is promoted to sales manager and fails because crucial competencies were lacking. Maybe the new sales manager continued to close sales, thus undercutting and frustrating the sales team. Or maybe the mispromoted sales manager was poor at hiring, too emotional, too undisciplined to use the top grading hiring methods, of course. Maybe he or she was a poor team builder, too self-oriented, and like taking over customer relationships too much, and was a poor coach, a poor trainer, and a poor developer. Or maybe he or she was hypercritical. How could you have been so stupid? I never would have, whatever. Or maybe he or she was a poor team player with peers, favoring sales over manufacturing and operations. Well, you get the point. Fortunately, top grading has the proven solution. In fact, my original engagements with General Electric years ago dramatically improved their success promoting people. So, evaluate all candidates with those top grading methods. When there's an opening for, say, sales manager, of course, number one, create a job scorecard. Nail down the accountabilities and build all of the competencies, including the new competencies necessary for sales managers, such as team player or giving credit to others, training people, etc. Number two, ask external candidates to complete the top grading career history form, which produces the top grading snapshot. Well, the snapshot is a picture of the person's career, and that's a career as an individual performer, probably. So what's the relevance? Although high performance as an individual contributor is not necessarily sufficient for success in management, it is important. Since almost certainly you don't want to promote someone who is consistently mediocre as an individual performer. Why? Because probably that person lacks some competencies that are necessary for both jobs. Competencies such as a certain level of intelligence, analytic ability, resourcefulness, persistence, energy, ambition, and some others. Number three, two trained interviewers. Use the top grading interview guide, which today in its online form is auto-populated with 100% of the information the candidate provided in the career history form. Makes it really easy to conduct that top grading interview. But here's the point. As you review the candidate's career as an individual performer, keep your antennae attuned to those new managerial competencies, such as you should probe when the person was or maybe was not a good team player. Or have your antenna attuned to evidence that the person likes to, or maybe does not like to, train people or give credit to others. Okay? So you focus on the competencies necessary for that person to have achieved success as an individual performer, but discipline yourself to have your antennae focused so you can pursue those competencies that are new for the managerial job. And four, and finally, candidates arrange reference calls with former bosses and others, and of course, you conduct those reference calls. If you're new to top grading, you might be surprised that internal candidates are put through the same steps as in hiring someone externally, except most of the reference calls are with people in the company, present and former bosses and peers, and maybe there are a few external references, maybe former managers, customers, whatever. And to summarize, top grading can prevent costly mispromotions. And when it becomes clear that a candidate is deemed to fall short on the new competencies for that higher level job. Do not fall victim to the Peter Principle. Until next time, top grade your team and you will top grade your profits.